Do y'all know, y'all, what is the purpose of, y'all know I always got to put Esau in there because Esau, is that's what this channel is geared toward. Esau, the so-called white man, and all those different things. Um, I noticed that when I was coming up, I never had to put too much oil on my face at all. My skin is naturally oily. Yeah, my skin, I have natural oily skin. What is the meaning of that when some people just naturally have oily skin? I know my mother, she says she has it too, you know. hmm And she's a little shade brown. She a little shade brown, a little darker than me, I should say. Maybe that's why some people don't look too old. You know what I'm saying? Maybe that's why we don't. A lot of people we don't. You know what I'm saying? Because that oil, it makes your probably skin looks more like, I don't know, softer, more like what you know what I'm saying. Because like if you look at the so-called white man Esau, if you look at them, they can be my age in their 40s, and they can look like they about 10 years. Like I'm 48, 48. Let's see, 9, 50, 51, 2. Yeah. They look like they about 58 or 59 or 60. Where we 40, it may take 10 years probably down a little bit. You see what I'm saying? Um, let's see, 30, 30. It may bring me down, or bring black people, the so-called people of color, black people, whoever you. I'm just saying it for the sake of context. It may bring them down to like making them look like they in their late 20s or something. Where we look like we say we in our late 40s, or we look like I'm 48. I may look like I'm in my late 20s, where a so-called white person, they may look like they can be my age, and they'll look like they are in their late 60s or something. You know what I'm saying? It's like 10 years more. You see what I'm saying? Like 10 years, it's like we can last a little bit longer. You see what I'm saying? I mean, we can get tired and stuff like that, but we can just go longer. We have that little bit extra. We have that all the way extra energy. We have that extra. You know what I'm saying? Where we can pass out in the sun if we sit there long enough, but we can stand out a little bit. We can stand more longer. You see what I'm saying? More than likely, we can stand. We can stand more longer. And one thing we ain't got to worry about is like skin cancer, or having skin cancer and all that kind of stuff. Like I've been walking in the sun all my life, ever since I was in my teens, just teens, like 17, younger than that. And probably younger than that, 12. You see what I'm saying? Out in the heat and stuff like that. I'm 48 now. I ain't never had to worry about no skin cancer, none of that. I ain't got to worry about it because I know, you know what I mean? If anything, the sun helps us. I say it helped me. That may turn me a little. It may turn you a little darker a little bit. You know what I'm saying? It's probably turn. That's all the sun do for me. It'll probably just turn me a little bit darker or something like that. You know what I'm saying? But as far as affecting me to the point where it's making me sick, where I can't stand, I got to go to the doctor and put tan and all that on. No, I don't have to do all that. And that as far as I know, I ain't never had to do it. You know what I mean? When I was young, coming up, I don't remember myself saying, "Oh, I got to go to the doctor. I got sunburn and all that kind of." No, I ain't had to. No, And this is the way it is with our people, black people, so-called black people. We're dominant, man. We just dominating everything in every aspect of life. Cooking, we dominate that. We can take that, and uh, uh we can take little something and make a meal out of it. We can make something taste good. If it ain't right. We remember those days where we survived. We had rice, flour, sugar, rice and flour, so jiffy corn. I mean, like cornbread or whatever you want to call it. We took that and somehow or another we like, how did you make a meal off of that and get full? And sometimes years ago you still have some left over. Yeah. So this video is about we dominate Esau. We dominate them. We just a little different. We're different in everything, in different aspect. When we cook something, we want that shit fully done. We want it fully done, partner. We don't want it half cooked. We want it fully done. I know I do. You know how we do when we go up there and we order. I want it. Okay, I said men need that. Oh wait a minute. Oh, okay, I said talk about that later. We'll say we want it done. How you want it? We want it. We want our steak, but we want it well done, tender cooked. You know how we do. I want it well done. You have to make sure you say that, because I remember one time I had went to Cracker Barrel, right? I went to Cracker Barrel with my mother and another lady, and I wanted me some fried chicken. That's what that's one of my favorite food. Y'all know, come on now, y'all know, so-called black people, people of color. Most of us, we like, especially the people up here in Louisiana. You know what I mean? Louisiana, the seasoned people, we like our food season. Um, I got my food, sat down in Cracker Barrel. It's a restaurant called Cracker Barrel, and I went to biting into my chicken. I'm like, damn, I wanted to eat because I was kind of hungry too. And I saw that blood like coming up. You know how something had just been cooked and you see the grease kind of hot and like it be moist in the little the like the water or something be coming up out the chicken from the hot grease or whatever. Like you can see the grease kind of boiling from the chicken or the steam, and you see the grease in there with it a little bit, and you see the blood be mixed. It's a mixture of blood when you biting off into it, and you're like, oh, this ain't all the way cooked. And then I think my mother said, well, go up there and tell her. Just said, I had to wait till a waitress came. I said, excuse me, this chicken is not fully done. Okay. So they went back there and they probably had to get some more, and they probably recooked it and brought it back out, and they had fully cooked it and made it well done. Like, what the hell? Nah, I couldn't eat it like that. So that's a difference in so-called African American, Black, Creole, call whatever you want to call it. I'm just saying all these things with context. You know what I'm saying? We're known for the seasoned food, so that's how you know that we're a bit different, because of the culture, the way you would like your food. You like your food well seasoned. You want it well cooked. Like if somebody give me some beans or something, like if I cook some beans, them beans taste and rice, and I mean, well, I don't all eat rice much. I eat it, but I don't eat it some. So like every once in a while now. Um, that shit be tasting good, you know what I mean? And being taste like something back in the 1950s or something, when your grandmother was cooking that stuff back in the day and all that kind of stuff, you know what I'm saying? And we just like our food well seasoned, because as soon as we eat it, we like, it tastes all right. Or like, this is hit. Give me some more of that, you know what I mean? That's how we are, you know what I mean, when it comes to like good food, you know? So we like our food pretty much seasoned, you know what I'm saying? And and if some of us can't, if a lot of our people can't cook, they be like, man, look, I got that. I like eating. I gotta have me some good old seasoning food and stuff like that. And so that's how we are. You know what I'm saying? When we cook something, we can tell when it don't taste like it used to taste too. It's like, you know, like what was that? We'll say things like back in the everybody loved my potato salad. I don't eat I don't like male, but the only time I think I used it was when I was making cooking making a potato salad. Back in the day, man, that tater salad was so lit. It was very lit. You see what I'm saying? Esau, the so-called white man, they don't really, unless they, the only way they can actually cook something, they have we'll be sitting back like, they've been around some so-called, they've been around some black folks. You see what I'm saying? They've been around some Louisiana people that know how to season. Because they ain't just gonna come out and just be doing this here, like this here. We'll say something like, well, they got to have a little have a little something in them, a little. They not all so-called white or whatever. They got something else in them, something in order for this food to be tasted like this here. Because they cook their food a certain way. It's just like Chinese, they eat a certain way. We don't eat like Chinese or something. We cook out, every culture cooks their food different. You know what I'm saying? Every culture cooks their food different. And that's what makes your culture, your nationality, who you are, your language, what you eat, and all that, this and that and the third. And the only reason why we spoke English because the French and the British and the Irish and the Portuguese and the Dutch and all those people in Christopher Columbus, they came over here and they conquered us and gave our people a English language, and that's how come we speak in these languages, and that's how come when you read in the Bible about like different words that's hyphen, and you can't pronounce those words that had those hyphens and dots and spaces and stuff in them. It's kind of hard to say them because we've been stolen from our original language and everything, Yeah. And that's what happened. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. And so we just there's a scripture in Leviticus 4, I think, let that meat and oblation offering be seasoned with salt. Season. We're seasoned. So I'm gonna see y'all later, and I'm gonna come back and we're gonna talk about this some more.